I am Professor Ravinder Kaur, Department of Public Administration, Osmania University. Let us discuss about the other important aspects, that is the means of communication. How are we going to communicate with each other? First is the personal contacts. Now, personal contacts in an organization are maintained through personal messengers, through telephones, mobile phones, SMSs, fax system. You have alternate mechanical aids in telecommunications which have widened the scope of personal contacts amongst individuals, both within the organization as well as outside the organization. The second form of means of communication is the formal correspondence. The formal correspondence is maintained through a system of files. As students of administration, we know that files are very important in an organization. Every work that is done, it has to originate in a file form, and it has to move from one level, mostly from the lower levels to the top level in the organization. So files are an important means of formal correspondence. Then you have memoranda, you have minutes of the meetings. These devices facilitate the exchange of views on knowledge as well as the whatever matter is available with you on hand. So we can say that in organizations the correspondence is very important means of communication. It is not only within the organization, but correspondence has to be between the organization and its clients, the organization and the people who are in contact with the organization for getting the work done. The other important means of communication is forms. Now, forms, we all official forms. Forms provide us the data with regard to the information about the clients, information about the administrators. Now, as students, you all know that when you have taken admissions, you are submitting forms. That forms, that it gives the personal details which have to be maintained within the university system. In offices, forms are necessary. Forms contain the important information both about the clients as well as the members of the organization. So through forms, you can also ensure uniformity in the treatment of the clients. We can also ensure that the data is secure within the organization. The next means of communication is a report. Report is very essential. When the superior officer gives directions to his subordinates to complete a task, it becomes the responsibility of the subordinate to submit a report on the work that has been done, or he may also have to give from time to time the progress of the work. So the progress of the work, the completion of the task may be in the form of a report. Report should always be brief. It should also avoid unnecessary details. The next means of communication is manuals. Manuals are very important as they give the guidelines and directions to the employees within the organization. It is through the manuals that the employees can understand the work of the organization, and it also ensures the progress within the organization. Staff meetings have to be held frequently within the organization. Staff meeting will ensure contacts between the superior officers and the subordinates. It is nothing but the flow of information and exchange of information between different levels in the organization. Not only that, we can say that staff meeting helps in building up the morale and also bringing about coordination within the organization. Today's world is an era of information and communication technology. So we can say that the technology has played a very important role in increasing the quality and quantity of communication in a workplace. A number of developments that have taken place in this area of technology is the email. Email, we all know, where we are using the internet to send messages and to receive computer generated test documents. It is considered to be the most fastest and the cheapest means of communication. Through the email, communication can be sent simultaneously to a number of people at the click of a mouse. Instant messaging is another important revolution in the area of communication and technology. Instant messaging allows people who are online to share messages with one another instantaneously without having to go through email system. The third important technology usage is social networking. Social networking, or we say SNS, is a phrase used to describe any website that enables users to create public profiles within that website and form relationships with other users at the same website. Weblogs or blogs, it is a discussion or communication site published on World Wide Web. It consists of discrete entries or posts typically displayed in reverse chronological order. The next important innovation is the PowerPoint presentation, which contains number of individual papers or slides with the help of a slide projector. The presentations can be printed, displayed live on a computer through the command of a presenter. Lastly, you have the video conferencing. Video conferencing allows two or more locations to communicate by a simultaneous two-way video and audio transmission. It is also called as the visual collaboration. Video conferences, we all know, have become very common today. Most of the state chief ministers are using the video conferencing method. It helps in getting information from the district collectors. Whenever the chief minister is holding a conference with the district collectors, he calls for information and then asks them as to what future measures have to be taken. So video conferencing saves the time and energy of both. At the same time, it is also cost effective. So we can say that the technology has brought communication closer to each other.